Hey there, welcome to Cure Naturally, your go-to channel for tackling everyday health challenges with simple, natural, and incredibly effective solutions. If you're here, chances are you've experienced that uncomfortable, overstuffed feeling after eating, the one where your stomach feels like it's about to burst. Yep, we're talking about bloating. Bloating can be unpredictable, frustrating, and sometimes downright embarrassing. Whether it hits after a hearty meal, a snack, or just out of nowhere, it can totally throw off your day. But here's the great news. Bloating doesn't have to control your life any longer. I've been in your shoes, and I've found a solution, one simple trick that completely transformed how I feel after meals. It's natural, easy, and shockingly effective. And today, I'm sharing the full details with you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to regain control of your digestion, say goodbye to bloating for good, and feel light, energetic, and confident every single day. Ready to learn how? Let's jump right in. Disclaimer: the information provided in this video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. Please consult with a healthcare professional before making any significant changes to your diet or lifestyle. The bloating struggle. We've all been there. The discomfort, the self-consciousness, and the frustration of feeling bloated. It's that tight, swollen sensation in your stomach that seems to come out of nowhere, turning even the simplest tasks into a challenge. Whether it's after a hearty meal, a healthy snack, or sometimes for reasons you just can't figure out, bloating can ruin your day, sap your energy, and make you question every bite you take. But let's face it, bloating isn't just a minor inconvenience. It can affect your confidence, your mood, and even your social life. How many times have you skipped an outing, avoided wearing your favorite outfit, or felt too sluggish to enjoy the things you love? All because of that uncomfortable fullness. The truth is, bloating is more than just a nuisance. It's your body's way of sending a signal. It's saying, hey, something's not quite right here. Maybe it's your diet, your digestion, your hydration, or even the way you manage stress. Whatever the cause, bloating is your body's plea for attention, asking you to listen, reflect, and make a change. The first step to overcoming bloating is to understand it. Why does it happen? What triggers it? Is it the food you're eating, the pace at which you're eating, or perhaps something deeper, like an imbalance in your gut health? Once you start recognizing the patterns, you can begin to take control and make lasting changes. In this chapter, we'll explore the common culprits behind bloating, dive into the myths and misconceptions surrounding it, and uncover the surprising ways it might be holding you back. Because when you understand the root causes of bloating, you don't just feel better. You unlock the door to a happier, healthier, and more vibrant you. So, let's take a closer look at the bloating struggle and start turning it into a thing of the past. Your journey to a bloat-free life begins here. Have you ever sat down to a meal with friends or family, enjoyed every bite, only to find yourself clutching your stomach an hour later while everyone else seems perfectly fine? It's frustrating, isn't it? That uncomfortable, heavy feeling that makes you wonder, why me? What did I do wrong? The truth is, bloating feels so personal because it is personal. Your body is as unique as your fingerprints, a beautifully complex system that processes food, manages stress, and adapts to your lifestyle in its own special way. That's why two people can eat the exact same meal, but only one walks away feeling like they've swallowed a balloon. Let's unpack this mystery together. Imagine your digestive system as a finely tuned orchestra. When everything is in harmony, your gut bacteria, enzyme levels, hydration, and even the pace at which you eat, the result is smooth digestion. But when one instrument is out of sync, the entire performance falters. For some people, it might be a sensitivity to certain foods like dairy or gluten. For others, it's how stress affects their gut-brain connection, slowing down digestion and causing gas to build up. Then there's the role of habits. Do you chew your food thoroughly, or do you tend to gulp it down between sips of water or bites of bread? Are you someone who thrives on a high-fiber diet, or does too much fiber leave you feeling worse for wear? The answers lie in the unique way your body operates. Sometimes, bloating is also a reflection of deeper imbalances. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria, each with a job to do. When the balance of these bacteria shifts, a condition often called dysbiosis, it can lead to gas, bloating, and other digestive woes. Similarly, hormonal fluctuations, like those caused by menstruation or stress, can also play a role. But here's the good news. Understanding your body's signals can help you reclaim control. When you start paying attention to what you eat, and how you feel afterward, you begin to see patterns emerge. Maybe it's that creamy pasta sauce, or the fizzy drink you had with dinner, or the way you rush through your meals without giving your stomach a chance to keep up. In this chapter, we'll dive deeper into the science of digestion, uncover the common factors that make bloating so personal, and empower you with tools to decode your body's unique messages. Because the more you understand your digestive story, the closer you'll be to rewriting it into one of comfort, control, and ease. So, take a deep breath. You're not alone in this, and you're not broken. Your body is simply asking for a little extra care and attention. Together, we'll figure out how to give it exactly what it needs. Let's keep going. Your journey to feeling lighter and freer is just beginning. The hidden impact of bloating. At first glance, bloating might seem like a minor annoyance, a discomfort you chalk up to a big meal or an indulgent treat. But the truth is, bloating can quietly cast a shadow over more than just your stomach. It affects how you feel, how you move, and even how you see yourself. And yet, so many of us brush it off, telling ourselves it's just normal. But is it really? Imagine this. You wake up feeling good, but by midday, your waistband feels tighter, your energy dips, and that all-too-familiar puffiness sets in. You glance in the mirror, and instead of focusing on the confident, vibrant person you are, your eyes fixate on the swelling in your abdomen. Maybe you skip that cute outfit you were excited to wear, or you cancel plans, opting for loose sweats and the comfort of home instead. It's not just physical, it's emotional, too. Bloating has a sneaky way of chipping away at your confidence. It makes you second-guess your choices, from what you eat to how you carry yourself in a room full of people. It can even influence your mood, leaving you irritable, self-conscious, or just plain off. But the hidden impact doesn't stop there. Over time, persistent bloating can signal underlying health issues that deserve attention. It might be your body's way of hinting at food sensitivities, gut imbalances, or stress that's taking a toll. Left unchecked, these can grow into bigger problems, affecting your digestion, metabolism, and overall well-being. Then there's the toll on your day-to-day life. Bloating can sap your energy, making even simple tasks feel more demanding. That yoga class you've been looking forward to? Suddenly, the idea of stretching with a swollen belly feels unbearable. The dinner date with friends? It's hard to enjoy the conversation when you're distracted by discomfort. So why do we brush it off? Maybe it's because bloating is so common that we've come to accept it as part of life. But common doesn't mean normal, and it certainly doesn't mean you have to live with it. In this chapter, we'll explore the far-reaching effects of bloating, from its impact on your confidence to its potential links with your health. More importantly, we'll shine a light on why it's time to stop ignoring it and start taking it seriously. Because here's the thing, your body deserves to feel good, and so do you. When you address bloating, not just the symptoms but the root cause, you unlock a version of yourself that's freer, lighter, and more in tune with your well-being. Let's keep going. Together, we'll uncover how to take bloating from a constant struggle to a distant memory, one step at a time. But here's the good news. Understanding your body's signals can help you reclaim control. When you start paying attention to what you eat, and how you feel afterward, you begin to see patterns emerge. Maybe it's that creamy pasta sauce, or the fizzy drink you had with dinner, or the way you rush through your meals without giving your stomach a chance to keep up. In this chapter, we'll dive deeper into the science of digestion, uncover the common factors that make bloating so personal, and empower you with tools to decode your body's unique messages. Because the more you understand your digestive story, the closer you'll be to rewriting it into one of comfort, control, and ease. So, take a deep breath. You're not alone in this, and you're not broken. Your body is simply asking for a little extra care and attention. Together, we'll figure out how to give it exactly what it needs. Let's keep going. Your journey to feeling lighter and freer is just beginning. Picture this. You've just finished a meal, and for a moment, everything feels fine. Then, out of nowhere, that familiar tightness creeps in. Your stomach swells, your energy dips, and suddenly, you're left wondering, why does this keep happening? Bloating can feel like an unsolvable mystery. But here's the thing, it's not random. It's your body reacting to a complex interplay of factors, each leaving its mark on your digestive system. From the foods you eat to the stress you carry, the causes of bloating are as diverse as they are surprising. Let's break it down. First, there's the obvious culprit, what we eat. Certain foods are notorious for causing gas and bloating. Think beans, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, and carbonated drinks. But it's not just gassy foods. For some, it might be a hidden sensitivity to gluten, dairy, or even high-fiber snacks that are meant to be healthy. The way we eat matters too. Eating too quickly, skipping chewing, or drinking lots of water with meals can all contribute to that swollen feeling. Then there's the often overlooked role of gut health. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria that work tirelessly to break down food, absorb nutrients, and maintain balance. But when this harmony is disrupted, maybe by antibiotics, a poor diet, or a lack of probiotics, it can lead to an overgrowth of gas-producing bacteria, leaving you bloated and uncomfortable. Next up, hormones. If you've ever felt particularly bloated before your period, you're not alone. Hormonal fluctuations, especially changes in progesterone and estrogen, can slow down digestion and cause water retention. For many, this monthly cycle becomes a frustrating pattern that's hard to ignore. And let's not forget about lifestyle factors. Stress, for instance, doesn't just weigh on your mind. It affects your gut too. The gut and brain are deeply connected, and when you're stressed, your digestive system can slow down or go into overdrive, leading to bloating. Add to that a lack of sleep, dehydration, or a sedentary routine, and the perfect storm for bloating is set. Finally, there's the sneaky influence of habits and routines. Skipping meals, overloading on processed foods, or even wearing tight clothing can exacerbate bloating. Small, everyday choices add up, shaping how your body responds after each meal. But here's the good news. When you understand the common causes of bloating, you gain the power to address them. It's not about cutting out everything you love or overhauling your life overnight. It's about recognizing patterns, making mindful adjustments, and giving your body the support it needs to thrive. In this chapter, we'll dive deeper into these causes, explore how they interact, and share practical tips to help you identify what's triggering your bloating. Because when you start to understand why it happens, you can take steps to ensure it doesn't. Let's keep peeling back the layers of this mystery. Your path to a lighter, happier self is getting clearer with every step. Myths about bloating. We've all heard it before. Cut out gluten. Avoid dairy. Eat more fiber. The advice is everywhere in health blogs, social media posts, and even from well-meaning friends. These quick-fix solutions often sound convincing. After all, who hasn't experienced relief after eliminating one of these foods? But here's the truth. While these tips might help some people, they are by no means the ultimate solution to bloating. The truth is, bloating is about so much more than just food. It's a bigger picture issue. Let's take a closer look at some of the most common myths surrounding bloating, starting with the idea that gluten is the sole culprit. Gluten, a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye, is often blamed for everything from digestive distress to headaches. For people with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity, avoiding gluten is essential. But for the rest of us, the gluten-free trend can sometimes be more harmful than helpful. It's easy to assume that gluten is causing your bloating, but it's just one piece of the puzzle, and it might not even be the problem at all. By cutting out gluten without understanding the underlying issue, you may be missing the bigger picture. Then there's the dairy dilemma. Many of us have been told that dairy is a major bloating trigger. While it's true that lactose, the sugar found in milk, can cause discomfort for those with lactose intolerance, not everyone who experiences bloating is sensitive to dairy. Some people might be fine with cheese, yogurt, or milk, while others find themselves uncomfortable after the smallest serving. The problem might not be dairy itself, but the balance of bacteria in your gut or other digestive imbalances that need attention. So, before you toss out your favorite cheese, Consider whether dairy is truly the cause or just one small part of a much larger issue. And then, of course, there's the advice to eat more fiber. Fiber is often hailed as a digestive superhero, and for good reason. It helps keep things moving in your digestive tract. But here's the twist. Too much fiber, especially in the form of beans, legumes, or certain vegetables, can actually worsen bloating for some people. It's all about balance. For those with sensitive digestive systems, introducing fiber too quickly or consuming it in excess can lead to excess gas, discomfort, and bloating. The key isn't simply eating more fiber, it's about finding the right kinds of fiber in the right amounts for your unique body. These myths don't just stop with food. The idea that stress doesn't affect bloating is another widespread misconception. The truth is, stress has a profound impact on digestion. When we're stressed, our body shifts into fight or flight mode, which can slow down or even halt digestion. This creates the perfect environment for bloating, gas, and discomfort. It's easy to forget that your emotional and mental well-being is as connected to your digestive health as your diet is, but the mind-gut connection is real. And what about the myth that bloating is just something you have to live with? If you've dealt with bloating for years, you might feel like it's just a part of your life, a constant companion that you'll never be able to shake. But here's the empowering truth. Bloating doesn't have to be something you simply endure. It's a sign that your body is trying to communicate with you, and by addressing the underlying causes, you can find lasting relief. In this chapter, we've debunked some of the most common myths surrounding bloating. But the real takeaway is this: bloating is a complex issue. It's not just about food, it's about how your body processes and reacts to everything in your life: your diet, your stress levels, your gut health, your sleep habits. It's time to stop seeking quick fixes and start focusing on a holistic approach to digestive health. Together, we're moving beyond the myths and getting to the heart of the matter. Bloating doesn't have to control your life. By understanding what's really behind it, you can take charge of your health and your well-being in a way that truly lasts. Let's keep going. Your journey to understanding bloating is just beginning, and the truth is more empowering than you could ever imagine. The power of mindfulness. Here's the game changer: mindfulness. It's not a pill, a diet, or a supplement. It's not some miracle cure that promises instant results. Instead, it's the simple act of tuning into your body and listening to its needs. Sounds simple, right? But let me tell you, this small shift in awareness can be truly transformative. At first glance, mindfulness might seem like just another wellness trend. After all, how can something as intangible as paying attention to your body have such a profound impact on bloating? But when you dig deeper, it becomes clear. Mindfulness is the bridge between your mind, body, and gut. Imagine this: you sit down to eat a meal. Instead of diving in mindlessly, reaching for your phone, or getting distracted by everything around you, you take a moment to fully engage with the experience. You focus on the smells, the colors, the textures of your food. You take a deep breath, savor the first bite, and chew slowly. As you do this, you're not just tasting the food, you're connecting with your body. You're aware of how each bite makes you feel, how your stomach responds, how your energy shifts. In this simple moment of mindfulness, you're already setting the stage for better digestion and less bloating. But mindfulness isn't just about eating. It's a practice that extends to every aspect of your daily routine. It's about noticing the tension in your shoulders as you sit at your desk, or the way your body feels when you're stressed. It's about acknowledging how your thoughts, emotions, and habits can influence your digestive system. In moments of stress, for example, we often hold our breath, tighten our muscles, or become rigid in our posture, all of which can create a physical environment ripe for bloating. But when you practice mindfulness, you learn to release that tension, breathe deeply, and relax into the moment. It's amazing how much this can ease your body and allow your digestive system to work more efficiently. Mindfulness also teaches you to listen to the signals your body is constantly sending. Often, we rush through our days, ignoring subtle cues from our body that tell us we're hungry, full, or stressed. We eat too quickly, overeat, or make food choices based on emotions rather than real hunger. But mindfulness helps you reconnect with these signals, so you can eat when you're hungry, stop when you're satisfied, and choose foods that truly nourish your body. Now, I know this all might sound like a lot of work. We live in a fast-paced world, and slowing down can feel impossible. But let me tell you, mindfulness doesn't require hours of meditation or a complete lifestyle overhaul. It's about being present in the small moments. Whether it's eating, walking, or simply sitting with your thoughts, mindfulness is about cultivating awareness and making intentional choices that honor your body's needs. One of the most powerful aspects of mindfulness is its ability to calm your mind, which in turn calms your gut. The mind and gut are deeply connected through what's known as the gut-brain axis. When you're stressed or anxious, your gut responds by slowing digestion, increasing bloating, or even causing discomfort. By practicing mindfulness, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps your body relax and improve digestion. This means that even during stressful times, you can cultivate a sense of calm that directly benefits your gut. But don't just take my word for it. Research has shown that mindfulness can improve digestive health, reduce bloating, and even help with conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. People who practice mindfulness regularly report feeling more in tune with their bodies, making healthier food choices, and experiencing less bloating and discomfort. So, how do you start? The beauty of mindfulness is that it doesn't have to be complicated. Start by taking small steps. Begin with a few minutes of mindful breathing each morning or set aside time before meals to center yourself. Notice how your body feels when you eat. Ask yourself, how does this food make me feel? Am I truly hungry, or am I eating out of habit or stress? Over time, these moments of awareness will build, creating a foundation for healthier habits, better digestion, and less bloating. Mindfulness is a practice, not a quick fix. It's about shifting your mindset and your relationship with your body. It's about taking the time to truly listen to what your body needs, rather than just reacting to it. And when you do, the results are nothing short of transformative. So, let's embrace the power of mindfulness together. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. And in that presence, you'll find the key to feeling better, living lighter, and finally overcoming bloating for good. When we eat mindfully, we begin to notice things we've never paid attention to before: hunger, fullness, satisfaction, and perhaps most importantly, which foods work best for us. It's like unlocking a secret language with your body, one that you've always known, but somehow never truly understood. I remember the first time I tuned into my body's signals. It was a quiet morning, and I decided to take a different approach to my breakfast. I usually rush through my meals, barely tasting the food, my mind already jumping to the next task on my never-ending to-do list. But this time, I sat at the table, focused on the food in front of me, and really paid attention to how it made me feel. It was a simple meal, just some fruit, oats, and a cup of tea, but as I took the first bite, something clicked. I felt the warmth of the oats and the freshness of the fruit, and with each bite, I was aware of how my body responded. I noticed how I felt fuller after just a few bites, how the sweetness of the fruit made me feel content, and how my energy gently rose. I hadn't even realized how disconnected I had been from these signals until I finally tuned in. This was the moment when I understood that eating wasn't just about satisfying a hunger. It was about listening to my body, recognizing what it craved, and respecting its needs. In that moment, my body spoke to me in a way I had never noticed before, and it was liberating. When we slow down and eat with intention, we start to realize that our bodies are constantly sending us signals, but we've often been too busy to listen. Have you ever found yourself mindlessly eating, not truly aware of how much you've consumed until the plate is empty? Or have you ever kept eating long after your body has signaled it's full? These moments are common, but they happen when we aren't paying attention to our body's cues. By practicing mindful eating, you open up the space to truly hear these signals, which can help you make healthier choices and better manage bloating. Take hunger, for example. It's easy to mistake thirst for hunger or to eat simply because food is available. But when you're mindful, you begin to notice the subtle sensations that signal true hunger. It's not always a loud, growling stomach. Sometimes, it's a slight emptiness or a gentle reminder from your body that it needs nourishment. On the flip side, when we eat mindlessly, we tend to ignore these cues and eat past the point of fullness, which can lead to discomfort and bloating. By becoming attuned to these signals, we can stop eating when we're satisfied, not overstuffed. Then there's fullness, that feeling when your body tells you it's had enough. For many of us, it can be hard to differentiate between just full and overly full, especially when we're distracted or eating quickly. Mindful eating helps you tune into this sensation. You'll notice the moment when your stomach feels comfortably full, and you can stop eating then and there. It's about enjoying your food, feeling nourished, and walking away without the bloated, uncomfortable feeling that often follows overeating. As you continue to eat mindfully, you'll also begin to recognize which foods make you feel your best. For me, I noticed that certain foods would leave me feeling energized, light, and clear-headed, while others would cause bloating, sluggishness, or discomfort. Over time, I learned which foods worked in harmony with my body and which ones I needed to avoid. This was a powerful realization because it wasn't about cutting out entire food groups. It was about making smarter, more intuitive choices that aligned with what my body truly needed. Understanding your body's signals is also an opportunity to cultivate gratitude for what you're putting into your body. When we're mindful, we acknowledge the nourishment that food provides and become more aware of its role in our health. This gratitude is a powerful force because it shifts the way we see food. Instead of viewing it as a source of stress or frustration, especially when bloating occurs, we begin to see it as a tool for healing, energy, and joy. The more you practice mindful eating, the more you'll start to notice patterns in your body's responses. Maybe you'll discover that your body loves leafy greens but struggles with certain grains. Perhaps you'll realize that drinking too much coffee makes you feel jittery, or that a large, heavy meal at night causes bloating. The possibilities are endless, but the key is that you are learning to listen. This awareness is the first step toward taking control of your digestion and reducing bloating. You're no longer at the mercy of foods or habits that leave you feeling miserable. Instead, you've unlocked a deep understanding of your body's preferences, and you can make choices that support your well-being every day. In many ways, understanding your body's signals is like developing a relationship with it. Just as any relationship grows deeper with attention, care, and communication, so does your connection with your body. As you listen more closely, it will begin to speak to you more clearly, helping you understand its needs and desires in ways you never imagined possible. So, take a moment to tune in. Notice how your body feels after a meal, what gives you energy, what leaves you bloated, and what makes you feel your best. This is the path to true digestive harmony, one that allows you to enjoy food without the discomfort, to nourish your body without the confusion, and to finally feel in control of your health. My journey to mindfulness. I used to feel utterly helpless against bloating. It wasn't just the physical discomfort, it was the constant battle with my body, the frustration of never knowing when that bloated, heavy feeling would hit. No matter how many times I tried to fix it, cutting out certain foods, trying the latest detox, or following some well-meaning advice, I always ended up back at square one. For years, I struggled with that feeling of being uncomfortably full, swollen, and sluggish after meals. It seemed like bloating had become a permanent part of my life, and I didn't know how to escape it. But then came the turning point, the moment that would change everything. It wasn't another diet or quick fix that brought relief. It was something much simpler, and yet infinitely more powerful: mindfulness. At first, I didn't understand the connection between mindfulness and bloating. It sounded almost too simple to be true. After all, I had tried everything else, so how could something like paying attention to my body make a difference? But there was something about the idea of truly slowing down, taking the time to listen to my body, that sparked a flicker of hope. So I decided to give it a try. I started small, just a few minutes here and there, focusing on my breath, on my body sensations, and on what was going on inside me. I remember the first meal I ate with full mindfulness. I sat down at the table, took a deep breath, and actually noticed the food in front of me. I could see the colors, smell the aromas, and feel my body's subtle hunger cues. With each bite, I chewed slowly, savoring the flavors and paying close attention to how my stomach responded. It felt a little strange at first to be so aware of something as simple as eating. I'd always rushed through meals, barely registering what I was consuming. But this time was different. I could feel my body speaking to me. I noticed when I was getting full, and I could stop before I overate. For the first time in what felt like forever, I felt in control. I wasn't at war with my body anymore. I could sense when something didn't agree with me and adjust accordingly. The bloating that used to feel inevitable after a meal, it was nowhere to be found. This wasn't an instant transformation, though. It took time. It took patience. It was a journey, not a quick fix. But with each mindful meal, I felt more connected to my body, more aware of its needs, and more empowered to make choices that worked for me. One of the most surprising parts of this journey was realizing how much of my bloating was tied to stress and emotional tension. I hadn't connected the dots before, but as I practiced mindfulness, I began to notice that my body responded to emotional stress the same way it responded to food, with bloating, discomfort, and tension. I had been carrying stress in my body without even realizing it, tightening my shoulders, holding my breath, clenching my stomach. It wasn't just the food I was eating that contributed to the bloating, it was the way I was living. With mindfulness, I learned to let go of that tension. I learned to breathe deeply, to relax my body, and to be present in the moment, no matter how chaotic life got. It was like releasing a weight I hadn't even known I was carrying. And as I did, my digestive system found its rhythm. The bloating that once felt like an inevitable part of my life slowly started to fade away. I also started paying attention to my emotions around food. I realized that I had developed a habit of eating when I wasn't truly hungry, eating out of stress, boredom, or emotional discomfort. Mindfulness helped me break that cycle. I learned to ask myself, am I really hungry right now, or is something else going on? Sometimes the answer was simple. I was tired, stressed, or distracted. Other times it was more complex. But by tuning in and listening to my body, I could make more informed choices and avoid overeating or reaching for foods that would upset my stomach. The journey wasn't always linear. There were days when I slipped into old habits, rushing through meals, ignoring my body's signals, or letting stress take over. But mindfulness isn't about perfection. It's about showing up over and over again, with intention and awareness. And every time I practiced mindfulness, I came a little closer to the freedom I had been searching for. Looking back, I'm amazed at how far I've come. The bloating that used to rule my life is no longer a constant companion. It doesn't define me anymore. Through mindfulness, I've learned to listen to my body, honor its needs, and take control of my health in a way that feels empowering and sustainable. It's a journey that continues to evolve. I'm still learning, still growing, still discovering new ways to tune into my body and nurture my digestive health. But now I feel confident in my ability to manage bloating because I know the power of mindfulness. I know how to slow down, pay attention, and make choices that support my well-being. And that, to me, is the real freedom. Freedom from bloating, from discomfort, and from the constant struggle to feel at ease in my own body. So, if you're on this journey too, remember, it's not a race. It's about taking one step at a time, being patient with yourself, and allowing your body to guide you. Mindfulness isn't a quick fix, but with every step, you'll find that it's worth the journey. Simple steps to eat mindfully. Ready to try it? I remember the first time I truly ate mindfully. It felt strange at first, almost like I was doing something wrong by not rushing through my meal. I'd always been in a hurry, trying to get from one task to the next, barely giving my food a second thought. But when I decided to really tune into the experience of eating, I discovered something remarkable. The first step in eating mindfully is setting the stage. I used to eat while watching TV, scrolling through my phone, or even working. There was always something that distracted me from fully enjoying the moment. But to eat mindfully, you need to create an environment where your focus is entirely on your meal. This means putting away the phone, turning off the TV, and sitting down at the table with no distractions. It sounds simple, but this simple shift can make all the difference. I remember the first meal I had without any distractions. It was a quiet moment, just me and my plate. At first, I felt a little awkward, unsure of how to approach the food in front of me. But as I slowed down, I began to notice things I had never paid attention to before. The vibrant colors of the vegetables, the rich smell of the spices, the textures of the food as I cut through it. It was as if I was seeing the meal for the first time, and my senses were awakening to it. The next step is to chew slowly. I used to rush through meals, barely chewing my food before swallowing. But mindfulness teaches you to take your time with each bite. As I chewed slowly, I started to really taste the flavors. I could feel the textures of the food, whether it was crunchy, smooth, or soft. I noticed the subtle changes in flavor as I chewed, something I had never appreciated before. It wasn't just about eating anymore, it was about experiencing the food. Chewing slowly also gave me a chance to check in with my body. I began to notice when I felt full, when I needed to stop, and when I could keep going. Before mindfulness, I would often eat until I was stuffed, ignoring the signals from my stomach. But as I focused on each bite, I could sense when I had enough. It wasn't just about satisfying my hunger, it was about honoring my body's needs. One of the most powerful lessons I learned was the importance of savoring every bite. Mindful eating is not about eating less, it's about appreciating the food more. I started to savor each bite, focusing on the flavors, the textures, and the nourishment my food was providing. It's easy to take food for granted, especially when we're busy or stressed. But when you eat mindfully, you realize how much food can truly nourish and satisfy you. As I ate more mindfully, I began to notice a shift in how my body responded. I no longer felt bloated after meals. I wasn't overeating or rushing through my food. I was giving my body the time it needed to process and enjoy the meal. It felt almost like a gentle reset for my digestive system. Another important step in mindful eating is listening to your body's cues. After each bite, pause and ask yourself, how does this feel? Is this food making me feel energized or sluggish? Am I still hungry, or am I getting full? This simple practice of checking in with yourself can prevent overeating and help you make healthier choices. For me, it was a game changer. I realized that I often ate out of habit or emotion, rather than true hunger. By listening to my body, I began to make more intentional choices. Mindful eating isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. I still have days when I rush through meals or eat out of stress. But when I take the time to be present with my food, I always feel better afterward. I feel more connected to my body, more satisfied with my meal, and less likely to experience bloating or discomfort. So, if you're ready to give mindful eating a try, start with these simple steps. Eliminate distractions. Sit down at the table and put away your phone, TV, or any other distractions. Focus solely on the meal in front of you. Chew slowly. Take your time with each bite. Savor the textures, flavors, and sensations of the food. Pay attention to your body's signals. Check in with yourself after each bite. Are you still hungry? Are you feeling satisfied? Listen to your body's cues and stop when you've had enough. Savor the experience. Don't just eat, experience the meal. Enjoy the act of eating and let it nourish your body and soul. Eating mindfully is not a quick fix, it's a lifestyle change. It's about slowing down, appreciating the food you eat, and reconnecting with your body's natural rhythms. As you practice mindful eating, you may notice that your relationship with food shifts. You might find yourself eating less, feeling more satisfied, and experiencing less discomfort after meals. I can't promise that you'll never experience bloating again, but I can promise that mindful eating will help you take control of your digestive health in a way that feels empowering and sustainable. It's a simple practice, but it can lead to profound changes in how you feel and how you live. So, take a deep breath, sit down with your meal, and enjoy the journey of mindful eating. Building a healthy relationship with food. I used to have a very complicated relationship with food. There were days when I felt like food was the enemy, something to be avoided or controlled. I'd obsess over calories, fat content, and whether or not I was good or bad based on what I ate. This constant internal struggle only led to more stress, more confusion, and, ironically, more bloating. Food, which should have been a source of nourishment, became a source of anxiety. But when I discovered mindfulness, everything started to shift. I realized that mindfulness isn't about rules or restrictions. It's about building a relationship with food based on respect, kindness, and curiosity. The key was to stop seeing food as something I had to control and start viewing it as something that could nourish my body and soul. It wasn't easy at first. I had to unlearn years of dieting mentality and self-criticism. But with each meal, I learned to approach food with more gentleness. Instead of feeling guilty for having a slice of cake or a bowl of pasta, I began to appreciate the joy and satisfaction that food could bring. I allowed myself to savor my meals without the fear of ruining my progress. The first step in building a healthy relationship with food is to let go of the idea of good and bad foods. We live in a culture that constantly categorizes food as either something virtuous or something sinful. A piece of chocolate cake becomes an indulgence, something to be ashamed of. A salad, on the other hand, is seen as the virtuous choice. But the truth is, food is neither good nor bad. It's simply nourishment for our bodies. Mindfulness taught me to let go of judgment. Every meal was an opportunity to nourish my body, regardless of what was on the plate. I began to approach food with curiosity, asking myself, what do I need today? What will make me feel energized, satisfied, and healthy? Instead of automatically reaching for the same foods out of habit, I started paying attention to what my body was craving. Sometimes I craved something fresh and light, other times, something rich and hearty. I learned to honor those cravings, knowing that my body was simply trying to tell me what it needed. Mindfulness also taught me to slow down and enjoy the experience of eating. It was no longer about rushing through a meal or checking off another item on my to-do list. It became an opportunity to connect with myself, to notice how different foods made me feel, and to truly appreciate the act of nourishing my body. I found that when I ate mindfully, I felt more satisfied with less food. I wasn't mindlessly munching, reaching for more food just because it was there. I was listening to my body and stopping when I felt full. The more I practiced mindfulness, the more I realized that food is meant to be enjoyed. It's not something to be feared or controlled, but something to be celebrated. The joy of a good meal isn't just about taste. It's about the entire experience. It's the smell of your favorite dish cooking, the sound of a sizzling pan, the vibrant colors on your plate, and the satisfaction of every bite. Mindfulness helped me reconnect with these simple pleasures and appreciate food for all the ways it nourishes me, beyond just filling my stomach. I also learned the importance of balance. Mindfulness isn't about perfection. It's about finding what works for you and being flexible with your choices. Some days I indulge in a rich dessert or enjoy a meal with friends, and other days I opt for something light and nourishing. There's no need for guilt or regret, because each meal is simply part of the bigger picture of taking care of my body. This balance has allowed me to feel more at peace with my food choices and with myself. But perhaps the most profound change came in the way I viewed my body. As I embraced mindfulness, I began to treat my body with more respect and kindness. I stopped criticizing myself for the foods I ate or the way I looked. Instead, I focused on how I felt, both physically and emotionally, after eating. I started to trust my body more and listen to its signals. And as I did, I found that I naturally gravitated toward foods that made me feel good, both in the moment and long term. Building a healthy relationship with food is a lifelong journey, but mindfulness has been my guiding light. It's taught me that food isn't something to fear or control. It's something to appreciate and enjoy. I no longer approach food with anxiety or guilt. I approach it with curiosity, respect, and care. If you're ready to start building a healthy relationship with food, begin with mindfulness. Let go of the judgment, the rules, and the restrictions. Treat your body with kindness, listen to its needs, and savor the experience of eating. Trust that by doing so, you'll discover what works best for you, and you'll find a deeper sense of peace and satisfaction in your meals. Remember, food is a tool for nourishment, not a source of stress. By treating it with respect and care, you'll begin to create a harmonious, balanced relationship with food that will support both your body and your mind. It's not about perfection. It's about honoring yourself and the food that nourishes you. The science behind mindfulness. When I first heard about mindfulness, I was a bit skeptical. It sounded too simple, too abstract, just a mental trick, something that couldn't possibly have any real, tangible benefits. But as I began my journey toward mindfulness, I quickly realized something incredible. It wasn't just about feeling better in the moment. It was backed by solid science, too. There's a growing body of research showing that mindfulness, particularly mindful eating, can have profound effects on our health. It's not just a buzzword or a passing trend. It's a practice that works at a physiological level. As I learned more about the science behind it, I found that everything I was experiencing, the improved digestion, the reduced bloating, the heightened sense of satisfaction with my meals, was not just in my head. It was science in action. One of the most powerful ways mindfulness impacts our health is by reducing stress. Stress is a major contributor to digestive issues, including bloating. When we're stressed, our body enters fight or flight mode, which triggers a cascade of physiological reactions, one of which is slowing down digestion. This can lead to uncomfortable bloating, indigestion, and even long-term gut issues. But mindfulness has the opposite effect. By practicing mindfulness, we activate the rest and digest state in our nervous system, which helps calm the body, reduce stress, and promote proper digestion. Mindfulness also helps improve the connection between the brain and the gut. We often hear about the gut-brain axis, the communication channel that links our digestive system to our brain. When we eat mindfully, we create a stronger, more aware connection between these two systems. By paying attention to how food makes us feel and responding to our body signals, we improve our body's ability to process food and absorb nutrients. The result? Fewer digestive issues and less bloating. Research also shows that mindful eating can reduce overeating. One study found that people who practiced mindfulness while eating ate fewer calories felt more satisfied and were less likely to overeat. This is because mindfulness helps us tune into our body's hunger and fullness cues, allowing us to stop eating when we're satisfied rather than stuffed. For me, this was a game changer. I no longer felt the need to eat beyond what my body needed. I was able to enjoy my food more and trust my body to guide me. But it's not just about eating less, it's about eating better. Mindful eating encourages us to savor and enjoy each bite, to truly taste our food rather than rush through a meal. This practice not only improves digestion but also enhances the nutrients our body can absorb from the food we eat. When we slow down and eat with intention, our body has more time to properly process and break down the food, making it easier to digest and reducing the chances of bloating. Even more remarkable is how mindfulness impacts our gut microbiome. Studies show that stress, poor diet, and unhealthy eating habits can disrupt the balance of bacteria in our gut, leading to issues like bloating, gas, and other digestive discomforts. Mindfulness, however, can promote a healthier gut microbiome by encouraging us to make better food choices, reduce stress, and improve our overall mental and physical well-being. By taking time to eat mindfully, we're not just supporting our digestion in the short term, we're also fostering long-term gut health. Another fascinating piece of research focuses on the concept of interoception, the ability to sense internal bodily signals. When we practice mindfulness, we enhance our interoceptive awareness, which allows us to better detect how we feel physically. This includes noticing the early signs of fullness, discomfort, or hunger. Being more aware of these signals can help us make better food choices and avoid overeating or feeling bloated. The science behind mindfulness eating doesn't just stop at digestion. Studies have also shown that practicing mindfulness can improve our emotional relationship with food. When we eat mindfully, we reduce the chances of emotional eating, using food as a coping mechanism for stress, sadness, or boredom. Mindfulness helps us become more aware of the emotional triggers that lead to overeating, allowing us to make healthier decisions and improve our overall emotional well-being. As I dove deeper into the research, I realized that mindfulness wasn't just about making me feel better in the moment. It was truly transforming the way my body processed food, the way my digestive system functioned, and the way I viewed food. By engaging with my meals mindfully, I wasn't just alleviating bloating. I was improving my digestion, supporting my gut health, and fostering a healthier, more balanced relationship with food. The science behind mindfulness makes it clear this isn't just a feel-good trend. It's a practice that has real, measurable benefits for our bodies. So, when I tell you that mindfulness helped me conquer bloating, I'm not just speaking from personal experience. I'm speaking from a growing body of scientific evidence that shows that mindfulness is a powerful tool for improving digestion and overall health. By practicing mindfulness, we can tap into our body's innate ability to heal, balance, and thrive. And the best part? It's available to all of us, right here, right now. All it takes is a little awareness and a lot of care for our bodies. So, next time you sit down to eat, remember, mindfulness is not just a practice. It's a science-backed approach to feeling your best every day. Your bloating-free future. Imagine this. You're sitting down to a delicious, home-cooked meal. The aroma fills the air, and you can't wait to dig in. For so long, you've dreaded this moment, not because the food isn't amazing, but because you've always feared the aftermath. That uncomfortable bloating, the tightness in your stomach, the sense of being overly full, and the worry that you'll have to cancel your plans later because of it. But today is different. You take a deep breath, sit comfortably, and focus on the food in front of you. You're not rushing. There are no distractions, no phones to check, no need to wolf down your meal in a hurry. You're present, you're calm, and most importantly, you're in tune with your body. As you take that first bite, you chew slowly, savoring the flavors and paying attention to how the food feels as it enters your mouth. You can feel your body's natural response to each bite, how the flavors unfold, how your stomach begins to signal when it's full. You listen, you respect, and with every mindful bite, you notice something incredible. There's no bloating, no discomfort, no digestive chaos. The bloating-free future you once thought impossible is now your reality. It wasn't a magic pill, a crash diet, or a fleeting solution. It was a shift in how you relate to food, a commitment to being present, and a newfound respect for your body's natural rhythms. In the past, I couldn't have imagined sitting down to a meal without the fear of bloating creeping in. But today, I'm living proof that mindfulness works. It's not about restrictive diets or sacrificing the foods you love. It's about tuning into your body's signals and treating yourself with the kindness and awareness you deserve. It's about breaking free from the vicious cycle of overeating, guilt, and discomfort, and creating a peaceful, balanced relationship with your meals. This future is achievable for you, too. It's not about being perfect, it's about progress. Each meal is a chance to practice. Each bite is an opportunity to connect. And with each step, you'll find yourself more in control, more at ease with your body, and less afraid of what will happen after the meal. As you continue to embrace mindfulness, the fears that once plagued you, those moments of uncertainty, bloating, and discomfort, begin to fade into the background. They're replaced by a sense of calm, balance, and a deeper understanding of your body's needs. You'll feel lighter, not just in your stomach, but in your mind. The future you've always dreamed of, where you can enjoy your favorite foods without fear or anxiety, is within your reach. You'll begin to trust your body more. You'll start to notice how eating mindfully gives you more energy, how it enhances the joy of eating, and how your body responds with gratitude for your attention and care. And here's the beautiful part. This isn't just a one-time fix. It's a lifestyle, a way of living that extends beyond your meals. Mindfulness isn't just something you do while eating. It influences how you show up in every area of your life. It cultivates patience, awareness, and a sense of peace that will continue to ripple out into your relationships, your work, and every part of your being. Picture your bloating-free future again, but now see it even bigger. You're thriving. You're eating with joy, not fear. You're no longer tied to the unpredictability of discomfort after every meal. Instead, you're living freely, making choices based on what feels right for your body and feeling confident in your skin. That future is no longer a distant dream. With mindfulness, it's right here, waiting for you to take that first step. One mindful meal at a time, you'll transform your relationship with food and your life. So take a deep breath, feel the freedom in your choices, and begin this journey today. Your bloating-free future is closer than you think. And there you have it, the one amazing trick that helped me conquer bloating forever: mindfulness. It's simple, effective, and something anyone can do, no matter where you are in your journey. You don't need fancy supplements or complicated routines, just a little awareness, patience, and a willingness to listen to your body. Mindfulness is all about tuning in to your own unique needs. It's about slowing down, being present, and understanding the subtle messages your body is sending you. And when you do that, you give yourself the power to reduce bloating, improve digestion, and feel better overall. It's a game changer. If you're ready to take control of your digestion and feel your best, why not start today? Don't wait for tomorrow. Take that first step toward a more mindful way of eating and see how it transforms the way you feel. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear about your bloating experiences in the comments. What's worked for you? Have you tried mindfulness before, or is this a new approach you're excited to explore? Let's share and support each other. And don't forget, if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. We've got more life-changing tips and tricks coming your way. Until next time, take care of yourself, listen to your body, and keep thriving. See you in the next video.